We didn't have much. Not money, not experience, not even a solid plan. But we had fire. We had the call. Hearts burning for Jesus. And a vision that wouldn't let us sleep. In 2020, a handful of ordinary people said yes. Not because they had it all figured out, but because God had spoken. They were sent from the very heart of H214 Global Missions to fill the earth with the knowledge of the glory of the Lord, just as waters cover the sea. They went with nothing but faith and the gospel. God had placed the vision in a man he could trust, Reverend Dr. Arifan.
I graduated as one of the best law students, and I started working with an NGO when the call for mission came.
If anybody ever told me that I would be a missionary today, I'll probably have slapped the person. My story is not a story of spectacular experiences, but just supernatural experiences.
I just felt there's more to my life. In that season where I was praying, there was a whole lot of stirring up on the inside of me.
From spending 6 years outside the country studying mechanical engineering to spending 1 year in Ebony State as a missionary. That journey was quite crazy.
Into the campuses they marched: Ogun, Oshun, Ondo, Ekiti, the southeast, north central, and something began to shift.
We must have all been crazy people because we all had to quit our jobs, we all had to sacrifice something to start that mission. It all started in 2020. I think I'd just stopped working, and because I just felt that God wanted me to do something. You know, I felt God wanted me to be more available, and I went into a season of prayer and what next. At this time I was about 15 years in practice, and I just felt there was something, there was a need for more.
Hope stirred, hearts opened, lives changed, a fire began to spread. But it wasn't always glorious. Yet through every struggle, God's hand upheld them, and the fire never went out.
Getting to Agoiwoye, my missional ground, was the beginning of a new life for me. I didn't even know how to get started, but I just started. I started going out, because I needed to plant a church, I needed to raise disciples. I started going out on evangelism. I started trying to reach out to people, going to classes, on the street, in different corners, hostels. I'll preach to people every day. I will leave. I'll have many times that I won't have anything to eat in my house. I won't have food in my room. But I understand that the mission needs to be done. The assignment needs to be carried out. So I will just go out. I will preach from morning till night. This particular day, I was so emotional. I was so down. After I've done a lot of preaching from Monday to Saturday, waiting to see my fruit, and I got to this classroom I was using then. It was a secondary school, and when I got there, I was so excited because I was ready to share God's word with them. And me getting there, oh my God, nobody was there. The classroom was empty. I stood for hours calling, and you know the funniest part? Many of them told me they are coming. Nobody showed up. I preached to the classroom alone, to the chairs and the tables alone.
We had a few disciples there which we started with. It was such a struggle initially. We lost a couple of people, then we had to start all over. But we kept pushing, and then supernaturally, not by my own ability, not by the ability of the leaders, things began to just blow up.
Meeting new people, evangelizing every day, it was such an experience, I must say. At first, it was very, very difficult. I would say I was still learning what to really do as regards raising people. I started out meeting a lot of people, had many down moments, days where the people were not forthcoming, days where I preached to empty chairs, days where I would go alone praying in the cold, in the sun. It was really a stretching experience. It was an adventure that I would never ever recover from.
I experienced so many things in my mission experience which has shaped me to become the man that I am today. Talking about experiences such as sleeping in classrooms. I remember there was a time I gave myself a goal. I knew that for me to hit that goal, I had to sleep on campus and do about 2 days. I knew I couldn't go back because the journey was quite far. So I picked up my bags, packed up my clothes, put on a very thick sweater, and I went there that day. Despite all the distractions and everything, I was able to reach out to a number of people.
That fire has now taken shape through the Mission Internship Program, a 1-year, full-boarding, intensive discipleship journey for missionaries who are not just passionate, but trained, equipped, and released into God's end-time harvest.
It started with just 10 missionaries, but today we have 52 people that are being raised to do the same thing. My heart is always touched when I see young people who want to do missions. I mean, it's okay if you send older people to mission school, but young people who are just starting out their lives and saying, I want to do this. It's amazing seeing lives growing, seeing young people living for Jesus, seeing young people whose hearts are beating for the mission of Christ.
When I heard about the Mission Internship Program, it was a mind-blowing idea for me. It's something that I would have liked to have done before going for missions. So I saw it as a privilege for missionaries coming in. It is something that I know that, oh, this is an explosion. The revival is set to happen. With the training we are taking, the teachings, doctrine, missiology, no, the word is not ready for us yet.
Coming for the MIP, that's Mission Internship Program, I'm super excited because I'm being equipped to really do what I've been passionate about. Raise young people from knowing nothing about God basically to growing and also contacting the same passion.
MIP is that place where your mind is reshaping, you're exposed to so much of the word. Your mind will be exploded by the levels of training you're receiving in missiology, in doctrine, in strategic thinking, finances, everything.
This is where passion meets training, where zeal is sharpened by knowledge. Here, we raise missionaries who teach truth, live Christ, light fires in dark places, build movements, raise men who raise men.
The Missions Internship Program is a need, it's a necessity. It's something that is going to shape the world, shape generations, to awaken men and awaken youth to all that they are in God. It's honestly the move of God, and I'm proud to be a missions intern.
We are walking in the legacy of those who said yes, when it cost them everything. And now, over 52 missionary interns are being fully trained, fully funded, fully sent. But this is just the beginning.
Every missionary needs a training like this. The many struggles that I went through at the initial point, at the initial time I was deployed, I feel like I know better now. I can overcome those challenges, those low moments. I know how to handle things better.
We're not just raising missionaries, we're building a generation and giving them a place to become. This is what the future of missions looks like. No longer scattered soldiers, but a prepared army, the gospel for all army. No longer just going, but going equipped. And now, we need you to partner, to build, to support, to send. This isn't just our story, it's yours too. And if you've ever prayed for revival, this is it. The nations are waiting. The harvest is ripe. History is calling. Will you be part of the future of missions?